It's so nice having this motor. Like, I just trolled this entire area, just let the current take me, and then going back out is just a breeze. I'm excited for today because this is the first time I have the motor on and this dry suit, which is a Meridian Gore-Tex Kokatat Drysuit. It's gonna be the first time using the outriggers as well. If you guys notice, I'm also using the GoPro Max lens mod, so I'm hoping to get a bit better angles. I'm about to go in. It's like 1 to 2 feet swell today. I've been out here just repairing the kayak for like an hour and 30 minutes now, just because I keep forgetting stuff at the car. But I'll be in there and hopefully I won't fall over. You guys will see my entry. I'm kind of worried about the stability just because the motor and the battery do add a lot of weight on the kayak. All right, here goes the entry. Yeah, first motor test. Let's see how this one goes. That swell was kind of a bit more bumpy than I expected it to be. If this motor works, it's gonna make fishing so much easier. All right, let's go. So right now I've got the trolling motor set on speed 5. This is as fast as it goes. And I'm going a total of 3.3 miles per hour. Is it worth it? I don't know. I've got to see how long it lasts. It's nice to not have to paddle. Like, I still have to steer since I don't have any rudders. But, I mean, 3.7 miles per hour, 3.5 miles per hour, it's not too bad. But it's still not as fast as I expected. I thought I'd be going around 5. The motor mount's doing good so far. It is kind of twisting a bit at speed 5. For whatever reason, this model only has 2 screws on both sides to hold in the motor mount, which I would have personally wanted something stronger, maybe like 3 screws, 4 screws, and the base like uneven, like 1 here and 1 there instead of both screws located just right here. If it works, it works. I'm kind of worried it's just gonna pop off, the motor's gonna sink, and that won't be good. So I'm just out here trying to find bait right now. I don't see any so far. I'm just headed over to where the birds are. Let's see, if I paddle really hard, how fast can I go? Usually just paddling really hard, I could get up to like 4.2 miles per hour. Right now I'm just going at like 4. I'd say this is pretty nice. And I've also got this Gore-Tex Drysuit, which I forgot to burp. And this is just a safety precaution. I've been coming out here with just clothes, but the last time I went with Ezra to Half Moon Bay, didn't get anything. It was really choppy. I also ended up getting really cold and shivering. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm being safe out here. The ocean can be dangerous, and I know you guys have said a lot of comments of safety of what I should be doing, and that helps a lot because now I have this life jacket, which is Coast Guard approved, VHF radio, that way I can access channel 16, the dry suit, booties to keep me warm, that way if anything bad does happen, I can be safe out here. And what I'm wearing under is just what I typically wear. I've got warmer gear coming in later, not cotton, because you're not supposed to be wearing cotton under here. So it's nice to be out here sitting right here and not be wet at all. It feels so weird to have stepped in back there and just not have a single ounce of water on me. I'm talking a lot because I'm just chilling right now with this trolling motor. I think it has an hour and 30 minutes worth of time on it. So I'm not seeing any birds diving out here. And it's weird because usually they're all swarming all over the place diving for these bait fish. Not seeing anything on the fish finder, so I might have some trouble getting the bait fish today. Alright, just a review on the Max Lens mod first. I really like that angle. I feel like it captures so much more. If you guys didn't notice in the previous videos, the real lens that the GoPro Hero 9 comes with, it does offer linear horizon leveling, but only to 20 degrees. So sometimes you have that weird drift off, and this does a full 360, and it still keeps the horizon very linear, very stable, and you can also put hyper smooth on, which is super nice. And I feel like that footage is gonna come out really, really smooth, really crisp, and just what I'm going for. As for the review on this Gore-Tex suit, I was kind of worried about the breathability. I went for like a half-mile run in this thing twice and cooled down like right after. So it's very breathable, and it doesn't just like keep all the sweat in, which is what I was worried about. Keeps the heat in a bit, not as much as I expected, which is kind of weird. I wonder how it will be in the water. I've got to do a water test. Unfortunately, I'm not doing it today because Ezras isn't here with me, and I just don't want to risk anything. So far, so good. As for the motor, perfect. I got all the way out here. I'm like a half-mile out, and right now I'm just trolling around. I'm not going to be using the motor for the first half just because I want to save that energy. And I'm also trying to catch bait fish, so I don't need to be going too fast. The motor and the outriggers, they do add a bit of drag, but when the motor's on, it's totally worth it. I could even take it out, but I'm not sure if that will cause the kayak to go crazy. Let's see. No, not too bad. The outriggers definitely help with the stabilization. But I'll probably just keep it in the water. I might move out just a bit more. I don't think this is where I'm going to be fishing. My hunt for bait fish continues. I still haven't found anything. Still no birds diving. Kind of worried because I did not bring any bait at all. Maybe I should have, but the plan was just to use straight up bait fish, live bait. And I was going to put them in this mesh bag right here, which I did not even realize I had in the water. That creates so much drag, by the way. But I was gonna put the mesh bag with the fish inside, the bait fish, and just leave it in the water because last time I had problems with keeping my bait alive. They all kept dying because the cooler couldn't store enough water, and right now I don't even have enough space for the cooler. So I figured the mesh bag might solve the problem. Difference in having this thing out of the water and paddling and not having any of the motor stuff in the kayak and paddling. I still go around the same speed and it's still just as easy, and the motor doesn't even get in the way, which is something I worried about. So that's good to know because this battery is only supposed to last an hour and a half at speed 5, and if I die with the battery, I don't want to just be stuck somewhere trying to paddle super hard, not getting anywhere because I have the motor. Right now I have it out because I'm in the kelp just trying to find these bait fish. Haven't found anything so far. But it's super nice to know I can just have it out. And the outriggers don't create any drag. The drag I was experiencing earlier was from the mesh bag. I was kind of interested to see if I could stand in the kayak while the outriggers are on. And it's something that I could almost do without the outriggers, but not totally. Putting the Bose sunglasses down since they are electronic, and if I fall in, that's not gonna be good. But let's see. Let's see if I can stand. Ezras, if you're watching this, you're either gonna watch me fall or watch me succeed. Oh, wow. Whoa, it's way more stable. Easily stand on this thing. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Wow, I could fish off of here like this. I wouldn't want to catch a fish like this, but still, that's pretty nice. Standing on the kayak. No bait fish though. If we look around, we've got nothing for miles. There's not that many people out here today. It is a Saturday. There are usually a lot of boats out, but not that many. Not today, at least. This is the Yak Gear Outrigger 2 set. It was kind of pricey, like $150, but if I was adding all the motor stuff on, I figured I would need it. What are we gonna do today? I should just bring bait as backup, always. But the thing is, I kind of want to have this to a point where I'm just coming out here, catching my stuff, and then using it to catch other fish. I might have to replace this sabiki line in a bit, because I don't know if you guys can see, but it only has 2 feathers left. I keep getting it snagged and then they just fall off. But luckily I'm prepared. tired. So I have another one. I have an extra just waiting to be used. Last time I was here, the past 2 times I came to Capitola, Esdras and I both used kelp clips. And the first time we had them on just these bungees with carabiners, and Esdras lost his. The second time I came out, I lost mine. They worked, but I should have had them on something more stable and strong that would not open up if the kelp got in the way. This time what I'm gonna do when I have my bait fish, if I catch any today, is I'm just gonna tie the kelp on somewhere onto the kayak. That way I don't move with the current. So I saw some guy sitting like this, and I was like, how does he do that? But with the outriggers I can do this, and it's a stretch. It's pretty nice. Sometimes sitting around so much in the same spot just makes your butt go numb. And the last seat I had, I think, was a bit better, a bit more comfortable than this seat. So I'm not using the sabiki right now. I'm just gonna go out with this swim bait. I've seen a couple people catch on these swim baits. I've never had any luck with anything that's not organic bait. So I'll just go with this jig until I'm all the way back over there. By the time I've drifted over there, maybe I'll see some bait fish on the fish finder, and then I'll throw on the sabiki line again. I just feel like live bait works a lot more. Fish are more enticed to something that looks very familiar to them. But I'll try my luck with this for a while. I caught a lingcod here last time I came solo, but it was just like maybe 14, 15 inches. I didn't measure it, so that's just a guess. It was pretty small. Definitely not a keeper. Alright, first catch of the day, a rockfish. Not a big one, but yeah, definitely not a keeper. But hey, it's something I didn't think I was gonna catch. This is my first time ever catching on a synthetic bait. There we go. I'm gonna have to throw him back in, but hey, at least I know it works and that there's fish out here. I'm going to try to get the bait back in as fast as possible because I feel like I'm in a good spot. Let me mark the catch. Let's free this guy. That was a really tiny rockfish to be going after a bait that size. I was actually surprised. I felt the bite, then I hooked, and then I was like, wait, nothing's on here, so I just reeled it up, but there was significant drag. So I knew something. Well, if that one would go after it, that means a bigger one would too. So I think I'm gonna keep using the swim bait for a while. I'm at this spot where I caught the lingcod last time. That's why I came back here. I haven't been out here for too long. I think it's around 12 now, so I've been in here for like maybe like an hour and a half. I forgot what time I got in. After the whole setup mess on the beach. Oh my goodness. It's so nice having this motor. Like, I just trolled this entire area, just let the current take me, and then going back out is just a breeze. So far the battery still says green, and the paddling I'm doing, I'm not even putting any effort into it. All I'm doing is making sure it goes the right way, because since it's on the side, you can't really steer. You can only turn to one side, and then turning on the other side will just turn to the same side, since it's just on one side of the kayak and not the back. I put the bigger swim bait on my rig, and then I'm going back to where I caught that rockfish. It's been like pretty slow today. There's not even that many people out here still, and it's 1 o'clock now. I'm probably gonna get out around 4. Okay, so after that small rockfish, haven't seen any action. I think I'm gonna start heading in. It is now around 3, and I think I would have done better if I had been able to get any bait fish, but the whole time I've been out here, I've seen no birds dive, no bait balls, which is weird because usually in Capitola there's tons of them. I'm gonna have to start catching more things. Jeez, I just wasn't able to get the bait today. But yeah, this motor definitely makes it so much easier to get around. It's like so easy. I'm just paddling for fun now. Like, I'm already back to the pier, and I was all the way out there. Normally that would have taken me like 40 minutes, and instead here I am in like 10. And I'm not even tired, which is good because I'm gonna need to take all this stuff out. So that's what's gonna be tiring. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys see my exit. And let me just tell you, I don't have this thing down too smooth. So this might be kind of hectic. I just try to get out of the surf as fast as possible. But I'll let you guys see this. You might be up for a epic fail. Oh, here I go. Hopefully I don't break the kayak. Here goes nothing. I'd say that's as smooth as it gets. As Russ, if you're watching this, that was smoother than your exit. GoPro, stop recording. Today was a nice tryout of a lot of gear. That GoPro Max lens mod, this, which I was really worried would flip over the kayak, but it's super stable and it's way easier to get around places with this motor. And the battery too, I've never used that before. It lasted this entire time. I haven't been using it like consistently, but I've been out here for a while and go from place to place, and it's lasted, so it is what I need. And then the outriggers, perfect. Make the kayak so stable. I definitely recommend them if you do any kayaking, like if you're kayak fishing. I don't think you need them if you're just regular kayaking in the ocean. But it does make your kayak so stable, which is especially useful whenever any boats pass, because they create like a big wake, and then if the water gets choppy or you're going out from the surf, it just makes it so much nicer. I'm kind of worried about going back in though, just because I have the battery in the back. I'm kind of worried it will flip over. That's something I don't know how the outriggers will perform. Like, I might go out and then get flipped and maybe the outriggers will break or break the kayak. So I'm kind of worried about that. And then this Kokatat, I'm perfectly dry. I don't even need to change of clothes when I'm back. I'm just gonna unzip this, take it off, and then just start driving. One thing is that this doesn't really insulate at all. It's more like a protectant from the water. So I will need to bring my thermal gear next time. Right now I'm just wearing his jeans and then my jacket that I usually wear for fishing. And I'm warm on the upper body, lower body, comfortable, but it would be nice to feel warmer. So I'll be wearing thermal gear next time. And I don't think I'm gonna keep coming to Capitola because this is the like 4th time I haven't seen that much action. But it's just that this is the only place where it's consistently calm, like 1 to 2 swell. And every time it's 1 to 2 swell here, like in Half Moon Bay, it's like 4, and then Monterey, it's like 4, and that's kind of hard for kayaking. When Monterey hits like 0 to 1, I'm gonna go diving for sure. I have a mount for my spear gun, so that's gonna be cool. I'll be able to take the GoPro down and show you guys some spear fishing, which is more of what I'm used to, and I'm not used to getting skunked so much. Like pretty consistently every dive you get at least like 2 rockfish. But with fishing, pole fishing, it seems more like pretty, I don't know, hard. Pretty random. You have to kind of have luck. Whereas spearfishing, it's more about the techniques. Where, don't get on me for this, because I know there are a lot of pole fishers that are like good with the techniques, but that's just not me. And spearfishing, the techniques include like how long can you hold your breath, what's your downtime. For me, that's around a minute. I know divers that can do like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and that's a lot better, obviously. And then like, what's your strategy? A good strategy is to bring like a flashlight, and whenever you go down, just calmly go through the water, check any poles, any rocks, and usually that's where you'll find the bigger fish. But yeah, I'm excited to go back spearfishing. I have like a custom-made wetsuit that I'm really excited to try. I've only tried the bottoms so far. If you guys saw in my last video, those were the ones I was using to pick up the Dungeness crab. That wetsuit was handmade from Italy, so it's really nice. It's 7mm. I also have new 5mm gloves, and I have these booties, new fins, so I'm excited to try out all that gear too. Plus be back in more of my element. That's gonna be nice. But anyways, I think this is the end of the video. I might update at the beach, but thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you in the next one.